All right, I'm looking at another Sudoku here that I think looks interesting. I saw this one recommended by someone. This is called Phisto Fortress by Blobz. Now, I suspect I know why it's called Phisto Fortress. If you're familiar with Fistomafel, the setter of Sudokus, you will probably know why as well. I'm not going to jump into explaining the Fistomafel ring unless we actually need it. It could just be a bit of a red herring where it's kind of the same pattern, but we shall see. Now, I also noticed that because these are green lines, and I'm using a green background to remove the background. It's green screen, basically. It shows through, but I don't care. That's okay. We're just going to go with it. It looks kind of cool anyways that way. You can kind of see the background through the lines. But at any rate, here's our rules. We have normal Sudoku rules. So in each row, column, and 3x3 box, we are going to put the digits 1 to 9 without any repeats. Just like normal Sudoku. We have the fortress cells. Basically, a digit in a fortress cell is larger than adjacent cells that are not fortress cells. So this one here isn't necessarily larger than that one, which isn't necessarily larger than that one, but this one is larger than the ones on either side, and this one is larger than either of these two. Basically, if you just look at the arrows, you're good. The arrows, it's like a greater than sign, right? It's pointing, the opening is going towards the bigger digit. Green lines, which are a little bit transparent on the screen, but if you go play the puzzle, they'll be green. Our German whispers lines, so adjacent digits differ by at least 5. And then we do have fog, of course, so the gray cells are obscuring the grid, and when we put a digit in that is correct, it will reveal some of the cells around it. It might reveal more clues as well, so that's all we need to know. So I have a link in the description if you want to try this yourself. I'm going to give it a shot now. Reset the timer. We'll see how this goes. Okay, well, what can we say? We know these are all, they're all bigger than at least 2 cells, right? This one's bigger than the ones on either side. This one's bigger than, but this one's bigger than the 2 this way. They're all bigger than, so they're all at a minimum of 3, because you have to have 2 cells smaller than it, right? So they're at least 3. So this green line, so if this was so with German whisper, a difference of 5, you basically alternate between high 6, 7, 8, 9 and low 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if you're gonna go 4 away, it's gonna jump back and forth. That's just the way it works. So if these two are low, they're gonna have to be 3 and 4, which would force this to be a 9. Otherwise, if this is low, it's also a 3 or 4, and it can't be 4 because the only thing that's 5 away from 4 is 9. You'd have to 2 9. So this would have to be a 3 with an 8, 9. So those are the only options. A 3 in the middle with an 8, 9 on either side, or a 3 and a 4 on either side with a 9 in the middle. And this one, these would be the same. Is that helpful? Not sure. Wherever there's definitely a 3 in here. Wherever the 3 is, it's gonna have a 1 and a 2 on either side. But, oh, the middle, of course. Where can we put a 9 in the middle box? Because these, so I said these had to be bigger than 2 cells, right? But this has to be smaller. These have to all be smaller than the cell in the fortress. So where can you put a 9 in the middle box? Because you can't put a 9 in any of these cells because you'd have to have something bigger than it. This has to be the 9. And so that gives, these are 3s. Okay, and so they're both 3s. These are 8 and 9 on either side. Very nice. Now, can we say the same thing or something similar with 8? The 8, wherever the 8 is along here, it will have to be next to 9s. So if it's here, these are both 9s. If it's here, these are both 9s. If this is an 8, this is a 9, but then you've got 8 and 9, and what are you going to put there? Nothing. So, and you can't put it in any of these. Can you put it in one of these? Maybe? No. No, because you'd have to have a 9. You got the 9 there. So it has to be at a corner. It can't be here. I don't think it can be here either. Yeah, same thing. If you put an 8 there, it would have to have a 9. You'd have 8 and 9. So it's one of these 2 corners. If it's here, these are both 9, which makes those 8. Oh, well, if this, yeah, this doesn't work either. 8 would have a 9. Which would, yeah, so this has to be the 8, which means these are 9s, and these are 8s. Okay, cool. Very nice. Well, the 3s, I guess we should say these are 1 and 2 on either side of the 3, We're revealing some more German whisper lines. Now what about the 7? Because again, it needs to have something bigger than it. Well, if this is 7, this would have to be 9. These would both have to be 9s if this was a 7. But that seems okay. So I think that's less good. You can't put a 7 here, because this would have to be an 8 or a 9. You can put a 7 here with an 8. 7 works here, 7 here with an 8. You can't put a 7 here. So you can't put 7s. 7 has to be in one of these 3, but that's not so good. Okay, now what about around the outside? So we also can't put a 9 anywhere around this ring. For the same reason that we couldn't put a 9 around the outside of the middle box. Because it has to be smaller than the fortress cell. So we can't put a 9 in any of those, which means the 9s are essentially in these cells? Oh, no, sorry. That's not completely true. No. You can't put 9s along the edges here. We can put them in these corners. So the 9s are, there's a 9 in, you know, there or over here, and then on the other side it's got to be well, if we put a 9 here, then it would have to be up there. Okay. 8. And oh, okay, so let's go back to this ring here. We can't put a 9 in any of these, right? But can we put an 8 in any of them? I don't know that we can. You can't put an 8 in any of these because there's already one in the box. You can't put it there because of the 8 here. You can't put it there because of that 8. Can't put it here. Can't put it there. Can't put it in this box. You can't put it here because you'd have to have a 9 in the fortress cell. Same thing there. This can't be an 8 because of the 8 there. This can't be an 8. This can't be an 8. This 8 would force a 9 in the fortress. This 8 would force a 9 in the fortress. You can put an 8 in one of these two if you put a 9 in that corner, though, can't you? Yeah, you can. Okay, so there's no 9 in here. There's no 9. There's no 9 here. There's got to be a 9. There's a 9 in one of these two. I feel like I've almost got the 9 thing figured out, but there's an 8 down here. Can't be there. So there's an 8 in one of these two. And we got the same thing going on over here where there's an 8 there and there's a 9 here. The 9 there. You can't have a 9 or an 8. You can't have an 8 or a 9 in any of these, right? Yeah. Yeah. No, this one can be... The problem is you can put an 8 here and you can put a 9 in that corner, can't you? If you put a 9 there, you'd have to have 9s here. It seems like it would be okay, though. Oh, man. Well, where can you put an 8 or a 9 in this column? It can't be in any of those. Can't be in any of these in that row. The 1s and 2s are interesting, but I'm not quite sure that they're limited enough to say much about them. None of those can be 8 or 9. This can't be 8 or 9. Neither can this. So, but you could put the 8 or the 9 right there, couldn't you? Otherwise, if you put it here, then it has to be down here, or here has to be over here. It feels like we've got a thing going on with the. What can we say? Do we need to have an 8 or a 9 in here? Maybe that's the question. Do we need to have an 8 or a 9? Can this be 8, 9, and this be 8, 9? And not have them in the thing? You'd have to have, but again, you could put the 8 in either of these and a 9 there, right? This is 9. That's fine. If this is 8, yeah, see, the problem is more when you put the big numbers next to a fortress cell, not putting a small number in a fortress cell. So we can't do 1 and 2. We know the 1s and 2s, like, okay, so the 1s and 2s can't be in the fortress cells. So if there's a 1 here, then there's a 1 there. And then here and here. We kind of got this like pinwheel thing going on. Or it's here and here and here and here. Same with the 2, but they don't have to be, in the same. One could be one place, one could be the other, but there's a pinwheel effect going on. We know there's an 8 and a 9 up here. We can't say the same thing down here because we don't have the 8 and 9. Okay, well, maybe we need to look at this German whisper line. It clearly goes across here. So these are all the same parity. These are the same parity as far as high or low. We've got the... Oh, okay, so here's another thing we know. These two are different, right? Because they're in the same box. So these two are the same. And these two are the same digit. So the important thing is these two are different. So if the yellow is low, then these would have to be 3 and 4. These two would have to be the same. These would both have to be 4, because you can't put a 4 there. You need 2 9s. This would have to be 3. This would be 3, but then the red would have to be an 8 or a 9, and it can't be. Okay, so this is actually high. It can't be 6, because you have to have 2 1s. This is 6 or 7. This is 6 or 7. This is 1, 2, 3. Or it can't be 4. It's 1, 2, or 3. Can these be the same? They can. These can't be 3. These are 1 or 2. Oh, so we've got a 1-2 pair. I'm gonna get rid of the coloring on this now since we've got the digits in there. Okay, and so this is the purple. This is the green. For whatever that's worth. Green up here, so there's a green up above somewhere, which means there's a green down here. Right, so the purple, right, we said the 1 and the 2, if it was here, we had this pinwheel thing, but purple, this is now the purple. I don't know how helpful this is, but I'm gonna do this anyways. We've got the pinwheel thing going on over here, so this is the green one. Green's down here, but we don't know which spot. We know green's over here, but we don't know which place. Okay. 1 and 2. This could be 7, 8, or 9, though. One of these is a 1 with a 6. One of them is a 2 with a 7. So one of these is... Oh, no, they could both be 7s. It could be 1 and 2 with 2 7s, though. But either way, one of these is definitely a 7, because one of these is a 2. This can't be a 7. So that's an 8 or a 9. Okay. This is low. This is high. 6, 7, 8. It could be any of them, though. This is not 1 or 2. If it's low, it would have to be 3 or 4. Seems fine, or it could be a high. We don't really know on those. And this could be, 4, 5, 6, or 7. It could be almost anything. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 8, or 9. But This can't be 1, 2, 3, 8, or 9. Actually, all the corners. Well, no, these two corners are 4, 5, 6, or 7. Ah, but this has to be bigger than this. This has to be bigger than this. The only way that works is if this is 7 and 6, which forces that to be a 1. So the green is 1, the purple is 2. There we go. I should have looked at this German whisper up here earlier. And the 6 makes that a 7. This is not 7. This could still be 6 or 7 because it's next to the 1. But 6, 7. So this has to be smaller than 7, but 2, 4, 5, almost anything works. 2, 4, 5, or 6 all work there. There's definitely a 2 in one of these. There's a 1 over here. This has to be smaller than this, which it can't be 1 or 2. So 3, 4, 5, 6 are all possible. It can't be a 5 because it's on the German whisper line. There's nothing that's 5 different or 4 different, or 5 different than a 5. If it's 4, it's 9, 6. A 6 would have to be 1. This can't be a 6. So this is low. So this is now 8 or 9 because it has to be opposite of 3 or a 4. 8 or 9. So we got an 8, 9 pair there. 6, 7. 2, 4, 5, 6. 2 is up here. Oh, this is 2. This is 2. The 1 has to be down here and over here. This is a low. It's not 2 or 3, so it's 1 or 4. Where are we gonna put? No, we got 7 hits. We need 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this. Yeah, almost any of those will work. Okay. I'm wondering, do we need the Fistemafell ring? I don't know if we do. So essentially, it involves set theory. The outcome is that these digits are the same as the digits in the corners. I don't really want to explain it if I don't need to. I feel like it just makes things more confusing. Just know that that's true. Let's go with that for now. I don't know that we need it. I don't think it's going to help much. But we do have another German whisper line up here, but... Well, we've got low, low, low. Yeah, could that... One of these two is a low. Oh, okay, so this line goes across here. Definitely one of these two cells up here is a low. So this can no longer be 4. Whatever that's worth. And in fact, this also can't be 4. Because, again, we have the low. So these are definitely 5 or higher. Those are not 8, 9. But the 4 could be... We still have 3 places for the 4. But this can't be the 1. So the 1 has to be here. This is a 1. Okay. I'm going to get rid of the 1 and 2 coloring now, because we don't really need it anymore since we've got those digits in there. Okay. 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is 4, 5, 6, or 7. This is still bigger. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have a 3 or a 4 up here, which is then going to have to be next to an 8 or a 9. Oh, and we've already got the 8, 9 in the row anyway, so this is not... This is 5, 6. We have a 5, 6, 7 triple. This is a 3, 4 with an 8, 9. It's not super helpful. The 3 is in one of these two, because it can't be in the middle. This is 4, 5, 6, or 7. Okay. No, there's a 1 here. There's a 2 here. 9s. Oh, man. We're getting there. We're getting there. We've got some 7s. We know there's a 7 up here somewhere. Two, 4, 5, 6. This is 4, 5, 6. Is that helpful? Not sure. Ah, this one's not 6. Okay, so these are 2, 4, 5. The 6 is definitely up here, so this is not a 6. 8, 9 with 3, 4. If this is 4, then it's... So one of these is a 4 with a 9, and the other one would have to be a 3 with an 8. Does that matter? This is either 4, 9 or 3, 8. The other one would be over there. So if this is 4, this is 8, 3, 9. Yeah, I don't know. There's a 2 over here. These are less than 8, but... Okay, well, we said wherever we put a 7 in here, it has to be next to an 8 or a 9. This could be 7. But the problem is these can be 7s. No, this one can't. Because 7 there. This one can be a 7. This can be a 7 with an 8. This could be a 7 with 2 9s. This could be a 7 with an 8. So any of those can be 7s except for that one. Okay. Well, this can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. It needs to be bigger than 2 things. So this is at most 5 and at least 3. Okay, and then we need to be able to put... but this is at least 3. Okay, so that's actually 3, 4, and 4, 5. It's kind of like a little thermo there. But this also has to be less than... it can't be 2. It can be 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Can't be 2s. And so... This can be 1, though. It could be a lot of things. This can be a lot of things. Okay. So, well, that's pretty limited, though. So that's good, I guess. Right here, 1, 2, 3. So this is kind of the same way. But it can go all the way up to 8. So that's not super helpful. The helpful thing in the fortress is to eliminate high numbers, not low numbers. But this one also can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Right? No, it can be 9. This can be 9. Can it be 8? I think it can be 8. It can. Can't be 6 or 7. But you've got 1 and 2 as possibilities, so this could be as small as 3. In fact, where are you putting 3 in this row and this column? Because you can't put 3 on the fortress because you need a 1 or a 2 on the inside. So these can't be 3s. And so the 3 for the column has to... Oh, but we can do a 3 there. The 3 for the row is here. I was about to say the 3 for the column is also in here. And so it has to be a 3 in the corner there. But it doesn't have to, because this can be a 3. If we could rule that out as a 3, this would have to be a 3. One of those two is a 3, but then you could put a 3 here if you put a 3 there. But definitely you can't put a 3 here. Because then there's nowhere to put a 3 in the row. So the 3 has to be in here. And in the column, it has to be one of these 2. If that was 3, then we could say 1 and 2, and that would be great. But we can't. Oh, the 1. Look at this. 1, 1. There's a 1 down here, and it can't be right there, and it can't be in the fortress. This is a 1. This is a 1. Okay, so now... we can still do 1 down here anywhere, but we've got some more lines here. So... Can we do something with the 2 down here? 2, 2. No, we don't have the same thing. The 2 needs to be down here, and it can't be in the fortress, but it can be either of those. So that's less helpful. There's a 2 over here. There's a 1 up here. Okay, so that's not quite it either. Man, we're getting so close. There's a 1. There's a 1 down here. But I don't know where yet. If we could put the 3 there, that'd be good. Okay, well, let's look at this German whisper line. Maybe that's helpful. if this is low, it's 2, 3, or 4. It can't be 4 because you'd have to have 2 9s. So if it's low, it's 2 or 3. If it's high, it's 8 or 9. Which would force 8 and 9 down here. Well, no, it would force one of them, not both of them. Because 8 or 9 could still be here. Ah, but we put the 1 here, which makes the 9 here. Because we need to have a 9 down here, and it can't be next to a fortress cell. This is a 9. Okay, so then... what does that do for us? Nothing, really. It doesn't really do anything, because now we can still put a 7 in here. But this is a 9. We know that. Okay. Man, I want to distinguish these 8 and 9s. These over here are 2, 4, 5, and 6. But, I mean, this can't be 2 or 6. This is 4 or 5. I guess that's something. This one can't be 2, but... I know there's an 8 over here. Can't put an 8 in any of these. Goes there. 8 goes down here. We knew this was a 2, then that would help. Okay, but let me get rid of this 2, 3, because I was saying if it was low, it's a 2, 3, which would then force this to be a 7. It would have to be a 2. This can't be a 3. If this is a 3, this has to be an 8 or a 9, and it can't be. So this can't be a 3. So the 3 is in one of those 2. If this was low, it would have to be a 2 with a 7. And then this would have to be an 8 or a 9. Which works, I think. Otherwise, if this is high, it's 8, 9, and this would have to be 2, 3, or 4. Which all work. So this is 2, 8, or 9. And this is 2, 3, 4, or 7, I guess. Okay. So 1 down here, there's a 2 here. Can this be a 2? I feel like it can. This would have to be 3. No, if this is a 2, right, this can't be a 2. Because if this is 2, it makes this a 3. But then what's smaller than 3 if you have 2 there and 1 over here? So this actually can't be a 2. This has to be the 2. Because we know there's a 2 over here because we did the pinwheel thing, remember? So this is a 2, which means it's the low. So this is a 7. This is an 8 or 9. This is low. It's 1, 3, or 4, but it can't be the 3. We already know the 3 is in one of these. So this is 1 or 4, but it can't be 4 because you have to have 2 9s. This is a 1. Oh, this is the 1. So that means this could be a 3, but it's not necessarily a 3. They could still put the 3 over here. And this is not a 2 because it has to be the high, so it's 6 or 7. It can't be 9, can't be 8, but that puts the 2 down here, which puts the 9 up there. Very nice, very nice. Now, so these are 3, 4, 5, and 8. This can't be 3, it's 4, 5, 8. But to be 4, you have to have 2 things smaller. You can't have 1, 2, and 3. So this can't be 4 or 5, because what are 2 digits are going to be smaller than 5 if you can't use 1, 2, and 3? So this is the 8. And then we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, which any of them are going to be smaller than the 8, so that's not super helpful right now. But that is the 8. This is the 9. This is the 9. Got an 8, 9 pair here, so this can't be the 8 or the 9 or the 7, and it can't be 6. We've got a 5, 6, 7 pair. So this is the low. This is the 3, 4. This is the 8, 9. Okay. Do we need to color things? Maybe. We know these 3 are all the same. I'm gonna make those. Let's make them orange. Things still looking good on the screen. Looks like they are. Okay. We know those are all the same because they're all different than that one. Is that helpful? I don't know. It means that the orange is down here. So we've got these interesting corners here. Where's the other one go? Let's make it, I don't know, let's go, not blue. We've got the blue fortress things. Let's go gray. We'll do orange and gray. Gray, no, there's the gray, let's, I don't know, let's do orange and red. Orange and red. Those are too similar, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. Whatever. Okay, so where does the red go? Because it can't be here. Or better question is, where does the red go here? Because it's one of those, so it's gonna go, so red is up here. And it's here, so it's gotta be down in this. It's also in here, so the red is not in any of these. It's clearly not there, because red is 8 or 9. So red is one of these. But we don't know for sure where the 8 goes in here. We could still put the 8, I feel like, in either place. And then it could go here. And it'd be up there. And here. Yeah, I feel like that still works. Okay. So we can't quite do that yet. 8, 9, the 6. So we've got 3, 4, 5, and 6 left for the column. The 6 is the biggest one. 6 would have to have... well, if we put the 6 in either of these, then it has to be next to the 8. Because you can't put a 7 or a 9. So it'd have to be 6, 8. So this can't be 6. So one of these two is a 6. If we knew that wasn't an 8, if we knew the 8 was here, then we could put the 6 down here. It's interesting. But don't know what it tells us at this point. Is there something we can do with... some of the other... So the big digits next to the fortress and the small digits on the fortress are the interesting ones. The 3 is in one of these two. The 4, where do we put a 4? 4 could be down here. It could be on the fortress. Yeah. Can't be here. This has to be at least 6, actually. This cell right here, because it has to have 2 things smaller than it, and there's 1, 2, and 3 already taken. So you could have 4 and 5. This could be 6. It's 6 or 8, actually. This can't be 7 or 9. This is 6 or 8. If this is 6, that's 8. Otherwise, this has to be... Does this have to be 6 if it's not 8? Or if it's not there? Can you put 6 somewhere? No, because you can put 8 here. You don't have to put 6 there. This would be 8. You could still put the 6 down here and over here. And you could still put an 8 down here. You can't put it there. 8 is in one of these two in the column. We're almost limiting the 8 enough, but not quite. We're really close. Okay, what else haven't we used? This is smaller. This is smaller. These are smaller than that. One of these is a 6. Do we care? I don't know that we do. This digit has to be over here, but we don't know which of those 2 spots it's in. This is smaller than that. This is smaller than that. This, I mean, this is at most 6, because we have the 7, 8, and 9. And it's... 4, it's at most 5. Oh, this is 5 or 6. Because this is at least 3, and this is at least 3. So 3, 4 would be the minimum you could put. So these are from 3, 4, 5. This is 5 or 6. These are 4, 5, 6. This one could be 7. Six. So the 2 is over. Oh, the 2 is up here. The 2 is up here in this box. It has to be one of these, and that's a 2. So that puts a 2 down here. We've got the 2. Oh, the 2 over here. We should have had that a while ago because we had the pinwheel thing. So that's a 2. Do we have all the 2s now? We do. Do we have all the 1s? I don't think we have all the 1s yet. This is a 1. That's not a 1. Oh, we've got a 3-4 pair. Look at that. This is a 5. 3, 4. These are 6 and 7 at the top. Just basic Sudoku. I'm failing at basic Sudoku. This is the 1 here. This is a 4 or a 5. Do we have all the 1s now? Yes, we do. 5, 6, 7, 3, 4. There's... Okay, let's look at this column. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those all are less than 8. These can't be 5. Oh, this has to be the 3. This is the 3. This is the 4. 5. This is not 4 or 5. Oh, that's the 7 either, because the 7 over to the right. This is the 3. 3. This is 5. This is not 4, 5, or 6. This is 7. The 5 has to be smaller than the 6, which makes this an 8. This is not 6. This is not 8. Okay, so now the red has to be down here, and well, okay. I think we can. I don't even think we need to color that anymore. I think this is not 3. That's a 4, 5 pair. This is the 3. I think we're just doing Sudoku now. This is the 6 with the 4 and the 5 there. This is not 4. This is not 6. And 5, 6, 7, 4, 5. The 5, 6, 7 triple makes this a 4, which makes this the 6, and the 5. And there's a 4 and one of the. Oh, these aren't 6. So this is 6. This is 4 and 5. The 4 makes us 3, 4. The 4 has to have the 9. The 3 gets the 8, which makes this the 9. This is a 9. This is a 9. The 4 makes us a 5 and a 4. Then we get, this is 6. Yep. What do we got for the column here? 4, 5, and 7. This is the 4. This is the 3. This is 7 and 5. This is not 5. This is 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. We've got 5 for the row. We need 3 and 8 for the row, and we're not sure which ones. This is the 8 and the 3 and the 8, and 3 and 4, which goes in that order. 7 and 4. It was just normal Sudoku at the end there. I was failing to do normal Sudoku. We finish off with the 8 in the corner. There we go. Well, 36 minutes. I feel like I should have been a little faster. I was focusing too much on the Fortress and the German Whispers, which you needed earlier on, but then I just needed to do regular Sudoku after that. I missed the 2 and the 1, and then, yeah, that gave us a lot. So, very cool. Well, interesting puzzle. I like having the Fortress around, very kind of minimalist look at the beginning with the, the fog, of course, obscured some of it, but very cool with the ring. And as you can actually double check now, but these digits will definitely equal. Hold on, let me get rid of the colors. The Fortress ring. If you're not familiar with the Phisto ring, those digits always on every 9x9 Sudoku always are the same as these digits. Those 16, the 16 yellows and the 16 reds are always the same. And it's set theory. There's a way to demonstrate it, but I'm not gonna go through it right now. Anyways, there you go. You can go look it up if you want to, or if you really want me to explain it, let me know, and maybe I'll make another video explaining it. But those are the same. You've got 4 9s in here, and you've got 4 9s in the red. You've got 4 8s in the red, and 4 8s in the yellow. You've got 2 3s in the yellow and 2 3s in the red. You've got 2 4s in the red, 2 4s in the yellow. It's all the same digits. Same digits. So pretty interesting. We didn't necessarily need to use that for this puzzle. Maybe I could have used it and it would have made it easier. I don't know. But there you go. Very cool puzzle. So thank you to Blobz for that. And let me know if you tried it yourself, how it went for you. And if you were just following along with me, let me know what you thought of this puzzle. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.